What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing on the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Monday. It is July 3rd, and I need to apologize for my voice. Played in an all-day slow pitch tournament yesterday. Champions, no big deal. But I don't have a voice. It was a very, very long day, and that's why I didn't have a video yesterday, but we are back. I did not forget about everyone who commented on Saturday's video. Your name has been thrown into random.org, and we will choose a winner real quick. If you don't know what we do, anytime a video gets at least 50 likes, your name's thrown into random.org. You get a chance to win a free MLB DFS week brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Anytime the video gets 100 likes, we do the same thing, but you get a chance at a month. And anytime we get 125 likes, you get a chance at a free season pass to MLB DFS, brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So we're going to randomize this 3 times, and the third time will be the winner. So good luck to everyone here. And you can multiple days. So the winner today, if you watch this video, you like it, and you leave a comment, you could win tomorrow too. And the winner is Christian Smith. Congratulations, Christian. Leave a like on this video, comment, and there's 2 ways to contact us to get you set up. You can either email me at dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp1@gmail.com. Or you can hit us up on Twitter at advisors_team. DM us, probably be the easiest. We'll get you set up. We need a couple of pieces of information to get your account set up on the website for the free week. So congratulations, Christian, and everyone else. You can win tomorrow, as long as this video gets 50 likes, which I know we can do it. It's super easy. So, that being said, it's Monday. We had a good weekend, DFS-wise, player-wise, pool-wise. Now, we have 10 games on this slate. We have a couple of early games. The Astros or the Rangers is one early game. The Cubs or the Brewers is the next. And then we have the normal-ish slate, a little bit less games. We don't have a couple of the pitchers, I think, at least one. So we'll play it by ear. We will edit, update the Vegas numbers, all the stuff we have on the website. If you don't know what we have, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. A lot of great information here. But if you need a little bit more help, we do have optimal lineups. We do have cheat sheets, Vegas numbers, Vegas odds, ballpark ratings, umpire factors, stacks. We have a lot of stuff over there. We break it down by cash or tournament lineups, cash or tournament plays. Now, we do have the lineups over there, but this isn't just a copy-paste. That's a good starting point, but it's a lot better when you bring your own information with it too, or you mix and match with our cheat sheet. So just a little bit of help. If you guys do need it, go check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So, that being said, first game on the slate, the Astros at the Rangers. You got Christian Javier versus Martin Perez. Javier is kind of one that you never know what you're going to get. He's actually very cheap compared. Well, yeah, a little bit cheaper, especially on Fanduel. Comes in 7-1 record, 3.72 ERA. The Rangers are good though, guys. Looking at this, coming off a really bad game. He's had 2 really bad games in a row. Against St. Louis, 4 innings, 6 earned runs, minus 3 points. Against the Mets, 2.1 innings, 4 earned runs, minus 2 points. It's right now, if you've seen us, if you've watched the videos, it's really hard to trust a pitcher against Texas. Kind of the same thing here. I don't trust him. 129, he's seen him though. 129 plate appearances, 205 batting average. The Rangers are good. I won't be playing these games. I'll only be playing the main slate for GPP lineups tonight, but I don't trust Christian Javier enough against this Rangers team, especially at home. And then Martin Perez, 212 plate appearances, 297 batting average. I would take the bats in this game. So what bats have had success in the past? Let's take a look. Nate Lowe's 5 for 17 with a home run. Simeon's 4 for 16 with a double. Tavares 3 for 14 with a double. Corey Seager 4 for 17, double and 2 home runs. Robbie Grossman 3 for 8, 1 double, 1 home run. I would definitely be stacking here. Depending on what you want to do, you might be able to make multiple different Texas stacks. This is going to be a game stack where I'm going to stack both sides of the ball, not the pitching. So if I'm stacking, probably Corey Seager's at the top of my list. Nate Lowe might be second. Simeon is third. Taveras might be a very cheap option. Mitch Garver's a cheap option. If him or Jonah Heim is in there, I like Jonah Heim if he's starting. It just depends on who's starting and who's DHing. So those are kind of the stacks there. On the flip side, the Astros. Who on the Astros have had success? Kind of figured it would be Altuve at the top. 6 for 57, 9 doubles, which is really good. No home runs, though, but, you can change that. Bregman's 9 for 35, but he's looked so bad this year. It's crazy. Jose Abreu still a cheaper option. 5 for 22 with a double. Martin Maldonado, 11 for 23 with 3 doubles and a home run. Kyle Tucker, 8 for 19 with 2 doubles. Chas McCormick would be a cheaper option there, 5 for 13 with a double. So I'm definitely going to have a game stack here without having seen the Vegas odds. Actually, you know what? The Vegas odds should be out there. Let's see. See about those Vegas odds, though. Could be cheaper. Always fun to look at. Yeah, okay. So looking at this, Rangers are actually the money favorite. Over-under is 9, so pretty good. The over-under for Cubs and Brewers, 8.5. The Reds and Washington, over 10. I'm assuming... no, I don't want to do that. Okay, I guess we're going to do it immediately. The Reds, big favorites at over 10. Cardinals, Marlins, over 8.5, over 8. Orioles at the Yankees, kind of figured Orioles would be a favorite here. Over under 8.5. The Braves at the Guardians is only over under 9. I think that's probably factoring in the Braves. Yep. Twins at the Royals, Twins favorite at over under 9. Mariners at the Giants. You've got Giants right now as the favorite, which is kind of funny, at over under of 7.5. So looking at that, those are just DraftKings sports books, but we've got DraftKings FanDuel. We do have sports betting over on the website, so you can sign up, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. If you sign up and you do the month pass, you do get DFS plus sports betting. If you sign up and we have our sports bets, the odds, and then we have a chance to, if you have not signed up on DraftKings or FanDuel yet on sportsbooks, and you use our link, we have it linked on the website, and you sign up and you deposit, and you show us proof that you deposited with our link, you will get the rest of the MLB season absolutely free. So a lot of incentives over at the website. Go check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So there's that game. Second game here, Cubs at the Brewers. Drew Smyly versus Julio Teheran. Teheran's been really good this year. Surprisingly good after getting let go. Hold on, where is he? I don't trust Drew Smyly. In 30 plate appearances, 103 batting average. That's okay. But basically seen them one time through the order. Maybe 2. Well, no, it'd be the equivalent of about 3 times through the order. So a game. Victor Caratini's seen him a couple of times. 0 for 7. Yelich is 2 for 5. No one's had extra base hits, which is crazy. Looking at that, throw him in a GPP. But the problem is you're seeing him as the early only game or the all-day slate, which I'm not a fan of the all-day slate sometimes, just because if there is any weather concerns, you can easily get screwed by waiting and taking, all these players early, and then you have, let's say, the last game has either a rain delay or something, or cancellation, and then you lose. You lose a lot of your players there because the game's done. So that's just kind of my thought, because there's so much time in between. So I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, what do I like in this game? I really like Teheran. 2-3 record, 2.85 ERA. Coming off his worst start of the year. Against the Mets, 5.2 innings, 7 earned runs, 2 fantasy points. Seeing if he's faced the Cubs this year. He has not. His best game did come against Oakland, so it's Oakland. 7 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 earned run. I'm still on Team Tehran here. I don't trust the Cubs enough. I guess I would do Tehran in cash and Smiley in GPP, but no bats really jump out at the moment. So probably avoiding this game bats-wise, but I would look at Tehran just a little bit more than I would look at Smiley. Next game, Reds at the Nationals, Luke Weaver versus Jake Irvin. I want nothing to do with either of these pitchers. I would look at the bats, and that's what Vegas is looking at. They're looking at the highest over-under here. The bats that we're looking at for the Reds is the same. It's basically the same people. I wish this game were in Cincinnati because then obviously Great American Small Park, but it's not. It's in Washington. So look, the bats, TJ Friedl, if you love TJ Friedl for the Reds. McClain, love him. Jake Fraley, Joey Votto, Ellie De La Cruz. Look, De La Cruz is kind of a couple of stinkers in a row, 0 for 4s there. So I'd kind of watch that. Cheaper options there. Spencer Steer a little bit, maybe Will Benson. On Washington side, not the biggest Washington fan. Maybe Lane Thomas, Luis Garcia, Candelario. Corey Dickerson is there. Kyber Ruiz. I would rather have the Reds, but you could sprinkle in some of the Nationals bats there. Cardinals at the Marlins. You got Miles Mikolas versus Braxton Garrett. Mikolas, 41 plate appearances, 205 batting average. 31.7 K percentage, not bad. And then Braxton Garrett here, 24 plate appearances, 409 batting average, not much. Don't really want much to do with either of these pitchers. This is not a really good slate. I don't feel confident with the pitching. I would rather have the bats, but you got to nail the pitching too if you want to take some down. Yesterday for DraftKings, I used our lineups. All of our lineups on DraftKings cashed. Threw them all in double ups, and then I threw them in some best ball tickets. So I won a best ball for NFL already. Pretty fun, pretty easy. I'm not saying copy paste the lineups, but they're a good start. Mikolas, his last start against Houston, 5.2 innings, 4 strikeouts, 5 earned runs, 14 fantasy points. Trying to see if he's faced Miami this year. He has not. Comes in 4-5 record, 4.44 ERA. I don't like that much. I think a sneakier stack might be the Marlins. They've been actually playing really good ball. Second place is crazy. This whole year has been weird, especially the AL East, or the NL East, AL East too, with how good every team is. And Kansas City won 9-1 yesterday. Weird stuff is happening. So looking at this, Garrett Cooper, 4 for 9 with a triple and a home run. I don't mind him. I usually like to take Garrett Cooper against a lefty, but he might do. Jorge Soler's 0 for 7, but I don't mind him. Jazz at the top, 1 for 2 like Jazz. Jesus Sanchez, Gene Segura, I don't mind. Flip side of that, Cardinals bats, I'm guessing the numbers probably Arenado. No, it's not. It's Tommy Edman, 3 for 6 with 2 doubles. Dylan Carlson, 4 for 6 with a double, but Carlson left hurt on Saturday, I believe. The second game, I think. So I don't know if he'll be in. Goldie, 0 for 3. Brandon Donovan, 1 for 2. There's not much. You could make a stink about it and go Braxton Garrett for tournaments. The numbers aren't the best, but the Cardinals have been bad pretty much all year, except for this series against the Yankees. So looking at that, I honestly don't mind Garrett for tournaments. Probably won't have any Mikolas, maybe a little bit of Braxton Garrett for tournaments, but that's probably going to be it. Moving to the next game, Orioles at the Yankees. You got Tyler Wells versus Domingo Germán. Germán obviously coming off a perfect game last time. Think people are going to see that. They're going to go all over him. But they forget that he had 2 stinkers in a row. Tyler Tyler Wells just faced the Yankees. Well, but back on May 24th, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, 5 earned runs, 24 fantasy points. That was in New York. The same thing here. And then he faced him back on April 9th in Baltimore, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 4 earned runs. They've had his number. They've actually seen enough of him. I don't know if I trust him. I know the Yankees are bad. They're not bad this year, but they are bad this year. It's very, very infuriating how they are. Wells, 98 plate appearances, 183 batting average, 29.6 K percentage. Domingo Germán, 44 plate appearances, 200 batting average. Germán's coming off of, obviously, the perfect game. He had 64 fantasy points. But before that, against Seattle, gave up 8 earned runs, -2 fantasy points in 3.1 innings. Against Boston, lasted 2 innings, 7 earned runs, -12 fantasy points. Seeing if he's faced them this year. He has not faced Baltimore this year. I think a lot of people are going to be on Germán. While I'll have some exposure if I'm making multiple lineups in tournaments, I just don't trust him enough, especially against this Orioles team. So, what bats do we like in this game, you're asking? Well, that is a great question. Rizzo sat yesterday. I don't know why he sat yesterday. Let's see. I was going to say Rizzo sat on Friday because he had elbow issue, but then he played both games of the doubleheader on Saturday. Maybe he was just getting a breather. He's only 1 for 16, but it's at home, and when he's on, so that's something to look at. Glaber is 4 for 16 with 2 home runs against him. IKF 2 for 10 with a triple and a home run. IKF's been coming strong lately. Jose Trevino 3 for 7 with a double. Depending on who, the lineup that they throw out there, I don't mind Harrison Bader, Jake Bauers, cheap option. Volpe's been really good this year. I'd be looking at Volpe. Stanton, if he plays the field and not DHs, he's better. So I would take Stanton if he's on the field. If he's DHing, probably avoiding Stanton. DJ's been coming along. So yeah, there's a lot to like about the Yankees stacks against them. Probably multiple stacks against Tyler Wells tonight. Braves at the Guardians. Got Bryce Elder versus Gavin Williams. Elder, 3 plate appearances, nothing. I would take Elder here. I really like what he's bringing to the table this year. We've used him multiple times. He's come through multiple times this year. Trying to see. 6-1 record, 2.44 ERA, 79 strikeouts in 96 innings. Against Minnesota's last start, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 34 fantasy points. Against Philly, a really good team, 7 innings, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts there, 43 fantasy points. So I will have exposure to Bryce Elder. I won't have exposure to Gavin Williams. It's hard not to stack the Braves because they're the Braves. So that's what I would look at. I'd be looking at stacking the Braves against Gavin Williams, and I will have some exposure to Elder. Then we got the Royals at the Twins. You got Austin Cox versus Joe Ryan. I'm not taking Austin Cox. I'm trying to see. Let's see. Kind of what I thought. An opener. I hate the opener, especially for DFS, because you never know. Against Cleveland, his last start, 3.2 innings, 2 strikeouts, 4 earned runs. Against Tampa Bay, 3.2 innings, 4 strikeouts. Yeah, I'm not taking Austin Cox. You should not either. The max amount of innings he's done is 3.2. You're not going to get a W with that. You're not going to take down anything with him. So I would be avoiding Austin Cox. Flip side of that, Joe Ryan, 68 plate appearances, 127 batting average, 32.4 K percentage. I like that. Seeing what Joe Ryan has done lately. His worst start of the season against Atlanta. I mean, they're a really good team. 3 innings. Gave up 6 earned runs, 6 fantasy points. But against Boston, a complete game, 9 innings, 9 strikeouts, 64 fantasy points there. Obviously, Kansas City is not a good team. Trying to see if they've faced... So he did face them to start the season, April 2nd. 6 innings, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 43 fantasy points. That was at Kansas City. That's a pitcher's park. I would still take Joe Ryan here. Love some Joe Ryan against Austin Cox. Take Joe Ryan against Kansas City. Maybe take some of the Minnesota bats. It just depends on the lineup that goes out there. Just because he's a lefty, and then they'll get into the bullpen pretty early into the day, most likely, unless a weird situation happens. Let's see. Correa leading off, I don't mind. Solano's a cheap option. Byron Buxton against the lefty is always a good option. Kyle Farmer, possibly, very cheap option. Christian Vasquez, possibly. Next game, the Angels at the Padres. Jaime Barria versus to be announced. From what I'm reading, I think it's Blake Snell. Let's see real quick. It should be Blake Snell. This will be his 5th day. And we've used him like 5 or 6 starts in a row, and he's dominated. His last start against Pittsburgh, 6 innings. I saw this. This is what I talk about. I get tweeted at all the time. I took Blake Snell against Pittsburgh, and I'm like, it's Pittsburgh. And then I get tweeted at, did you really suggest Blake Snell? They're going to lose against Pittsburgh. Blake Snell and the Pirates are going to lose against Pittsburgh. Blake Snell went 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, gave up 2 earned runs, had no run support, got 46 fantasy points, which seems kind of low because of 10 strikeouts, but the earned runs are there. Took him against San Francisco, 6 innings, 11 strikeouts. Tampa Bay, 6 innings, 12 strikeouts. He's had 4 straight games of double-digit strikeouts. The Angels have been hitting. That is very true. Brandon Drury's now in the IL. So obviously we got to always worry about Trout, always worry about Ohtani, depending on who steps up. If this is Blake Snell, I love Blake Snell. I don't know why it's not on here right now. I'm trying to see if it's on the MLB app. Because if Fanduel has it, this is the 5th day. Unless they're skipping him and going 6 days, it should be Blake Snell. Just want to reiterate and double check. Yeah, they don't have it. It should be Blake Snell. If it is, I do like him. If it's not, then I probably wouldn't be taking him. So I'm on the train of if it's Blake Snell, I'm taking him. But I don't know if it is. And then you got Jaime Barria, 42 plate appearances, 297 batting average, 9.5 K percentage. I would be rather taking the Padres. I'm just guessing. Juan Soto is probably at the top there. Rugi, 2 for 13. He's seen him enough. Nelson Cruz, 4 for 9 with 2 home runs. I'm not taking him. I've not taken Nelson Cruz. I don't think I've taken Nelson Cruz one time this year. Does have 5 home runs, batting .248. I don't trust him. Xander, you got Bogey at 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. I would still take. I would take Machado. I would take Juan Soto. Fernando, obviously, all the time. Gary Sanchez is a cheaper option if he's in there. Grisham, Jake Cronenworth. I will definitely be stacking the Padres against Jaime Barria. Then you got the Mariners at the Giants. Brian Wu versus Logan Webb. Brian Wu has never faced them before. It's in San Francisco. I like my odds there. You guys know me. If there's a pitcher, or you might not know, but if there is a pitcher against a team he's never faced before, I will have some exposure. Looking at Brian Wu, 1-1 record, 4.37 ERA because his first start, 2 innings, 6 earned runs, and he hasn't lived that down yet. He's coming off 5 innings against Washington, 33 fantasy points, 7 strikeouts. Against New York, 5.1 innings, 5 strikeouts, no earned runs, 37 fantasy points. Gets San Francisco, which in this ballpark, I don't mind. He's getting the strikeouts there. He's a cheaper option no, he's not actually cheaper now. He's $9,200 on FanDuel, but he's more expensive than Javier, Tehran, Herman. Yeah, so I would take Brian Wu here. I do like that. Logan Webb, on the other hand, I think this could be a very low-scoring game. 43 plate appearances, 184 batting average, 30.2 K percentage for Logan Webb. I like both of these pitchers. I think I'll have exposure to both. I have had questions in the past. If there's a lower-scoring game or you predict a lower-scoring game, could you take both pitchers in the same game, especially on DraftKings? Yes, you can. this might be one of those instances where I would take both of them. Logan Webb is 10,100 on FanDuel. Brian Wu is 9,200. So depending on what they're on DraftKings, it might be kind of hard unless you find a lot of value bats, which we do put value bats out there, guys. So if you're looking for information, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. We have a ton of information there for you. And hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, and I see a lot of people comment that since joining, they've enjoyed it. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it. We put a lot of time into it, and I make these videos for you guys. I make these videos with you guys. I use the plays that I tell you. Unlike, I don't want to say roto grinders, but unlike roto grinders, I don't think they use the plays like they do. I think they steer the masses toward, because they have such a big following, steer the masses towards certain players, then they play different. That's my thought. I don't have any proof of it, but I just have a feeling. Also, I used to go to Roto World just to see some news. Have you guys seen Roto World lately? That's the question of the day. Have you been to Roto World lately? Or if you've ever been to Roto World and you have not been there lately, go check out how bad the website looks now. I think NBC Sports bought it, and they've made it look terrible. It looks like a newspaper. Absolutely terrible. Go check it out. And then the final game on the slate, you got the Pirates at the Dodgers. Mitch Keller versus to be announced. Mitch Keller, 57 plate appearances, 250 batting average, 22.8 K percentage. And then as of now, I think it's Kershaw. Never mind. So according to FanDuel, it's Kershaw. But according to last evening, Dave Roberts said Kershaw could be placed on the IL. The funny thing is, I traded Kershaw last week, right after his last start, before he got injured. Didn't know he was injured. Trade went through. Now all this is happening. Got a first-round pick for it, so I'm not mad about it. So it's not going to be him. I don't know who it's going to be pitching for the Dodgers tonight. So looking at that, maybe if it's not an opener and it's an actual starter for the Dodgers, I'll have some exposure to him if they're on FanDuel or DraftKings. If it's someone they're calling up, they're probably not going to be on the slate unless they add him very late today. So that's kind of something to look at. My thought here is if it's an actual starter, not someone called up, I'll take a little bit of exposure to them because it is the Pirates. But Mitch Keller's here. I really like Mitch Keller. So looking at this, I would take Mitch Keller. I think he'll be very underowned because it is the Dodgers. But Mitch Keller's gotten hit lately. So I won't have much exposure to him. But in tournaments, you got to get him in a little bit in there today. And those are all the pitching options, guys. I'm really hoping it's Blake Snell because that's going to be the picture of this video. If it's not Blake Snell, Joe Ryan might be my favorite pitcher today. So, that being said, good luck on this slate. If you have any questions, let us know down below. I do have some 4th of July stuff going on tonight and tomorrow. I will try to answer the questions on the website. Everything will be updated for you. So good luck on this slate, everyone. And you guys know what to do. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.